Good morning, guys. I hope you're well. I'm not gonna have to speak loud because my brother is sleeping right over there, so I'm not gonna speak loud. But I hope you can hear me. I wanted to do a video this morning because I haven't done one for a long, long time. So I was like, I'm gonna do one at 11 o'clock. To be honest with you, the reason why I'm doing it is 'cause there's a lot of news out there. Within these few days, there's been a lot of talk, a lot of transfer talk, and a lot of news, as you can see. Uh, they're talking about Rodrygo being linked with Man City. He's been linked with a lot of clubs, by the way. I'm going to speak on the Rodrygo because it's a very interesting transfer because a lot of people keep twerking for Rodrygo. Rodrygo is as if he's the second coming of Jesus. Everybody keeps talking about Rodrygo. Uh, First of all, I gifted some memberships. I don't know. I didn't know that I had. I didn't know that as a YouTuber, you have the ability to gift 10 memberships for free. So I gifted. I didn't have to. I don't know. By the way, if you didn't get a membership, apologies. It's just a random thing. They give you 10 um, gifts and you can just give them for free. So I just gave them, but you cannot pick who to give to. But well done to all the people who received the memberships. Let's read here. It says, really like Dumfries would be solid option for 2 to 3 years. By then, we can explore other options. He has got everything experience, has won series trophies. That is true. I don't mind Dumfries at this point in time because I keep thinking about this Man City team. I'm like, you know what? We definitely need to reach a point where the team has to be balanced. For the past few years, it's either we're missing a left back. It's either we have the right back, missing the left back. We have the left back, missing the right back. We have this, missing that. Like, I just want one day to have a team that has got specialists that play in those positions. So Dumfries, I don't mind Dumfries. Some people are saying a lot of shit about Dumfries, but I don't mind him. And let me keep reading the comments. Arsenal getting Jokeris, yeah, it's scary. Let's be honest. If they get Jokeris, Eze, and if they manage to get Rodrygo, I think they're serious because don't forget they slapped us 5-1 without a striker. So Rodrygo left wing and Bob right wing. I'm going to talk about that. I want to talk about Rodrygo, then I'm going to talk about Bob also in a few minutes. As I said, I gifted a few memberships. I think YouTube gives the YouTuber the right to give 10 memberships. So I gifted 10 memberships. Good luck if you got them. Good luck. Morning, lads. Morning, how you doing? Gotta fix our defense. Your is to score a hat trick against us. We have to fix that defense. That defense looks poor. I agree with you. The defense looks poor. You know what? I was about to say something. A lot of people keep saying, "Oh, sometimes you're very negative on this channel." I don't think it's negativity, to be honest. It's not negativity. I think it's because I say the truth. I just speak what I see. I literally just tell people what I'm looking at. If I say so and so is having a stinker, I just write it. I write on Twitter, this guy's having a stinker. Some people try to hide it so that they look good. More power to them. If you want to pretend, the thing is, I believe that if you pretend to be something you're not, eventually the mask will fall off. And when the mask falls off, you get exposed. But if you, let's say, for instance, if you all your life have always been an asshole and that's who you show up to be, people will be like, "Now we knew he was an asshole. It's fine." If you knew from the beginning that this person is a nice guy and you are a nice guy and that's how you act, there's no way when people in the future they'll say, "Oh yeah, we always knew he's a nice guy." That's why I just say what I see. Like, what's the point of pretending? Because people clip these things, people clip these videos. So if you try to pretend and then later on you flip, people come with receipts and they'll come after you. So it is what it is, man. Pep didn't say he didn't want Rodrygo. Didn't Pep say he doesn't want Rodrygo? When did he say that? When did Pep say he doesn't want Rodrygo? Pep has never really said, "I want this player." Even the time when we were being linked to Turkey, I don't think Pep said, "I want Turkey," or I want Nori, or "I want Rangers." No, he didn't. PSG, Bayern, okay. I like Dumfries links, but he's not what we need. We need a right back, good defensively. Do you know, man? I'm honest with you. The only reason why I am okay with Dumfries is because at least we get somebody who is close to the right back, somebody who can do the job. To be honest with you, Dumfries plays more of a wing back, but I think he's more comfortable sometimes. He'll be better right back than what we have right now because he still does the job somehow. I don't know if that makes sense. Says oh, so you want is it Balanova from Atalanta is the perfect profile, aggressive, fast and excellent defensively. I don't know. The thing is, the other issue we have is homegrown quota. What I've noticed is that because we have a lot of we have a lot of international players. Do we need to sell the international players, or do some of the international players need to leave before we sign anybody? So that's what you should be thinking. I'd prefer Gusto over. I've always said it. Go to Chelsea. Chelsea. Sorry, my bad. Go to Chelsea, and bid for Gusto. I would. I just try them. Try them. Morning, Patrick. Captain Harris, how you doing, man? Harris, hope you're well. Said Nico G would be incredibly stupid. I'll talk about that in a minute. Pat, do you think Pep wanted Niko Gonzalez? I'm starting to think he never wanted. Let's start there. Let's start with Niko Gonzalez. Guys, subscribe if you haven't subscribed yet. We're trying to get to 5K. We had 4,000. We had four. Yeah, let me check. Let me check. I think we had 4,400. So far, we had 4,433. Let's get to 4K. Let's get to 4K. I think that's almost less than 60 subscribers to get to 4,400. So let's get to 4K. No, 4,500. Let's get to 4K. Get the channel to 4K so that I can buy a BMW and start going on vacations, you know. I'm joking. Look, let's start with Nico G. So there's been rumors that Niko Gonzalez is looking for elsewhere to go, or his agents are telling him that if his development has to be better, he has to leave Man City. Look, I'm going to be honest with you. For the past few months, I have been confused why Niko Gonzalez is not starting uh, for Man City. I have said it multiple times. Why are we subbing on Gündoğan? Why are we subbing on Bernardo Silva? Why are we playing Bernardo Silva and KDB as the holding midfielders in a game as Niko Gonzalez sits on the bench? I have been confused myself as a fan, and I'm pretty sure everybody out there as a City fan, you've been asking why Pep Guardiola is not playing Niko Gonzalez. I know you say, do you think maybe he never wanted Niko Gonzalez? You'd think that because most of those signings in January, mm, Pep Guardiola was very coy about them. He was very he made a speech about Mamouche. He's like, the club signed Mamouche. Then I had to call my friends in Germany to ask if Mamouche, what sort of player Mamouche was. He keeps saying the club signed Niko Gonzalez. The club signed this. But certain players, he seems to not say that. I don't know. You never know with Pep Guardiola that did he want people in January or he said he didn't ever want it. But to be honest with you, if we never got Niko Gonzalez in January, but if we never got Omar Mamush Kostanov, we could have been way off worse because these guys, even the little amount of time they played, they helped us. They did help us. They helped us in certain games and they helped us in certain moments. And that's how we ended up clinching top four and the Champions League, which was important. We actually finished third. Nobody thought City were going to finish third, but we did. But now let's forward it because during the moment when all this was happening, I remember I was having debates with other City YouTubers. I was telling them, I was like, why isn't Nico Gonzalez playing? Why is Kusanov now done? Obviously, the rumor came out, oh, Kusanov had this clause in his contract that if he plays 10 games, we play extra 5 million. I don't know. I think it's bullshit. If you really need to do something, you can play the player. Who cares about 5 million? 5 million is pocket change to Man City. But we keep going. People keep telling me, oh, you will see Kusanov Victor. You will see Echeverry. You will see Niko Gonzalez at the Club World Cup. The Club World Cup is the place where all these youngsters will be used by Pep Guardiola. That's where, because it's a preseason, he doesn't take the competition seriously. Why I'm telling you this is we never saw Niko Gonzalez. We only saw him for 90 minutes. No, not 90 minutes, 60 minutes, apparently. According to the records, Niko Gonzalez played for 60 minutes. Kustanov played for a few minutes. And then Victor played for a few minutes. Oscar Bob, 20 minutes, I think so, according to the thing. So now we forward here where there's rumors that Niko Gonzalez is not happy at City. Niko Gonzalez is looking to go elsewhere. To my opinion, by the way, I'm not an ITK or or Mr. Know It All or I have a link at the club. In my personal opinion, I think the Niko Gonzalez thing is bullshit. It would be either of three things. Number one, You can look at the source that started the story. He writes for the Cop or something. He's sort of a Liverpool fan slash Liverpool blogger writer. So that's bullshit. But first of all, he might be trying to cause a bit of uh, turmoil at Man City. Number two, we bought him for 60 million in January. There is no way, I repeat, there is no way you can start selling an asset you bought for 60 million. And guess what? People are saying Rangers because of Rangers. Rangers is not a defensive midfielder. We saw that against El Hilal. He's not a defensive midfielder. I said it at the beginning, even when he was when Pep was trying to shoehorn Rangers as a defensive midfielder. Rangers isn't a defensive midfielder and will not work as a defensive midfielder because that's not his strength. His strength is box to box, arriving in the box. His strength is playing the number eight, being the guy who is next to the DM. That's what Rangers does. He's good as the guy who's next to the DM. Rangers sometimes is deployed as a attacking midfielder for Aston for AC Milan and also was deployed as attacking midfielder for his national team Netherlands. And that's where he looks great when he has the freedom. Or he's good at helping the DM. That's another thing. Number three, I think Man City would be stupid to let go of Niko Gonzalez. They would be so stupid to let go of Niko Gonzalez because he's such a talent. He's such a good player. And you know what? If we let go of Niko Gonzalez and then keep Kovacic and keep Gündoğan, that would be the biggest L. And whoever is in charge of transfers or whoever is in charge of negotiating players has to be sacked because you have to just speak to Nico. Just tell him because Pep Guardiola is not staying here. By the way, let's not forget this. Some people might not like to hear this. Pep Guardiola is not going to stay. I have a feeling he might even leave after this season. Pep Guardiola is not staying here for more than 2 years. So if I was somebody, I would be telling Nico, relax. Look, your time will come. Your time, I guarantee you, your time will come. Because if we start doing things based on Pep Guardiola, we might be in trouble later on. It's the same thing as United were doing things based on Alex Ferguson. When he left, everything went to shit. Right now, believe it or not, we have to be saying goodbye to Pep Guardiola because I don't think he's staying over this. I think he's going to get back with his wife, get back with his family, and try fix things for the rest of his life. To try, as he said, he's going to take time off coaching. I think that's the way. And if we do that, I think the fan base will be pissed off. Because let me say this: if obviously I'm saying this Nico Gonzalez thing is fake, I think it's all fake. It's just news. They're taking advantage, looking at the squad. Because look at that, Rodri's injured. Is Rodri gonna stay fit? Hmm? Gündoğan, 35 years old. Is Gündoğan at the age of 35 years old going to play as a defensive mid? Rangers is not a defensive mid. We're gonna get exposed in that midfield. So if by any chance, I'm just saying in the fantasy world of everybody, because I believe Nico Gonzalez is staying, I believe it's all Fugazi, it's all just a lie. If we sell him or even send him on loan, I think that's the biggest L we're gonna have. I know we have already had a lot of big L's this season, but that would be poor. And I'm gonna have to start asking a lot of questions. Some questions that some fans don't like. I'm gonna have to start asking those questions that make people very uncomfortable because I'll be like, okay, let me get this right. I look at Gündoğan, 35 years old. You guys played him until his contract extended. He triggered the 1 year on his contract. Kovacic is injured and we want to have a DM backup, and you want to force Reinders, whose his strength is a box to box, you just fuck up the whole balance just for the sake you don't want to play Niko Gonzalez. It just doesn't make sense. So on the Niko Gonzalez guys, I believe it's just bullshit. I believe it's bullshit. Let me see some of these comments in the chat. Selling Niko Gonzalez would be incredibly stupid. Yeah, I already read that. Also, Rodrygo. I'll talk about Rodrygo in a few minutes. Guys, like the video. Like the video. Please like the video on your way in. If you don't like the video on your way in, like the video on your way out. It helps the channel a lot. When you like the video, the algorithm is very good. So it helps with the whole YouTube thing where when somebody searches your channel, they're able to find your channel, and your thing is free. It has to look like my thumb. If you have liked the video, it will look as dark as my thumb. Really, if Gonzalez goes, Pep should leave with him. I would say the same thing. I'm serious. I'm reaching a point where it's bullshit. If this is the decision and we find out it's a decision based on him being left on the bench, or maybe he's been told you're not gonna get enough minutes, that's a big L. That's what I'm saying. I know we all love Pep Guardiola. He's the best manager in the world and he's done so much for Man City. But some of these decisions, we have to question them. If this comes out, it's the whole, I'm looking at the whole board and I'm looking at Pep. I was like, what have you done or said to this kid not to even convince him that, oh, look, Rodri is 29 years old and he got injured. This might be your opportunity. That's what you should be telling this kid. You should be telling Niko Gonzalez that you will be the next Rodri. You will win the next Ballon d'Or. That's what you should be telling him. This behavior that City have sometimes in the past, where you're like, oh, if you want to go, go. That's, I don't know. We've made so many mistakes. Somebody wrote me a tweet the other day, or commenting underneath my tweet. He said, look at all these players that we had. He was talking about Lavia. He was talking about Palmer. He was talking about Gittins. He was talking about these guys who went to Delap, who went to Chelsea, or these players that have gone to other clubs. He says, for Man City, they looked at those guys and said, oh, you guys are not good enough, and then went to buy people like Phillips, some of these players that like Phillips, Nunes, who Pep's not happy with. So he was not even happy with the academy players. Like, what is he going to be happy with? Hamza said can never get over the Halal loss. That loss is silly. If there's a City fan out there who is comfortable with that defeat by Halal, nah, man, let's be serious. This is the thing about people. What I have noticed through YouTube, right, or social media, there are people who look, everybody to each their own. This is why everybody has an opinion. Even my channel, my slogan is the True City Fan channel, where opinions matter. Is I believe everybody has their opinion, but if somebody, people, I've seen people try to spin the whole defeat by us coming out of the Club World Cup. Like, you can't spin that. I'm sorry, you can't spin that. I am so pissed off watching a Chelsea, a shit Chelsea team, no offense, with a shit keeper in Sanchez, a shit Chelsea team that made it to the semi-final. A Chelsea team that's not player for player. I think we are better. I'm sorry, player for player, I think we're better than that Chelsea team. A team that everybody keeps saying, "Oh, Chelsea have a bad defense." They are in the semi-final. City was knocked out by Halal, a team that's been knocked out by a Brazilian team. I'm sorry. I know that Al Halal are not mugs. I said it in my preview, but come on, we are Man City. When are we going to realize we are Man City? And we spent in January and we spent in summer, and the ballers that we bought, some of them were on the bench, by the way. I'm just saying, if people are still angry after the Al Halal game, I understand why you're angry. If you're cool with it, saying I don't care, it's the Club World Cup, I also understand that side. Everybody has an opinion. Says the Athletic say the club aren't looking to sell Gonzalez yet. Uh, yeah, they mustn't sell him. Uh, that Halal was because Pep went back to his old ways. Against Juventus, we saw a new city. Pep is at fault for that loss. Yes, that defeat, I blame Pep Guardiola. I'm with you. I don't care if people get angry. I blame Pep for that defeat. The contract only makes sense because how much of their minutes dropped. Okay. As reported by Modo Deportivo, Man City are now pushing to sign Denzel Dumfries, the Dutch fullback from Inter. The 29-year-old has a risk cost of 25 million. That's like 18 million pounds. Let's talk about Dumfries anyway, since you've brought us to this. Guys, keep liking and subscribing if you haven't subscribed yet, but keep liking the video. Keep liking the video. If you're on Twitter, like the stream and just retweet the stream. Going to Dumfries, right? He's just 10 to 29 years old. Very fast fullback, very physical, and you can get him for 18 million pounds. Obviously, that's 25 million euros. For me, right? At this point in time, where things are, where Newcastle don't want to break for Livramento and City don't want to pay the 80 million. For me, I repeat this: 80 million for Livramento, who's 21 years old and English quarter, and a very good fullback. You could see in the under 21s World Cup. I would pay the 80 million just like that. for Livramento, but the club doesn't value him that much. I hear they're busy bidding at 60. It was never going to be that easy to take him away from Newcastle. You're going to have to pay a very, very high fee. And look at this now. I predicted it. We're not going to get him unless we pay something 80 close. Even maybe 75, they'll take 75. But look, paying 80, he's 21. That's good money. We paid 50 million for Walker, and Walker was 27 years old. We paid about 52 million for Benjamin Mendy when he was 23, 22 years old. So I'm okay with that. But Dumfries, for right now, I would get that. What is 18 million pounds to City? Let's be honest. What is 18 million pounds to City? That's nothing. That is peanuts. Even 25 million euros, that's peanuts. I would still take Dumfries, and he would be so useful in this game. He's a very, very physical player. People obviously question his defensive abilities. Let me ask you guys, how many fullbacks out there are 100% very good defensively? Fullbacks these days are not very good defensively. Let's be honest. That's not that game. They're more good attacking. Once in a while, they'll defend. They'll have a good game. They'll have a masterclass. They'll lock up somebody. But Dumfries is decent. I know he plays as a wing back, but he can play as a right back too. I would take Dumfries right now. I would. And the rumors keep saying we are signed. I know those statements saying Man City say they're not in for Dumfries, but the rumors keep coming up. Even this morning, when I went on Twitter, there's a few links. There's still more links saying, "Oh, Dumfries to City, Dumfries to City." Still more. Even here, I'm reading Dumfries to City. City are looking at Dumfries. City want to sign Dumfries. Look, I'm okay with that. I definitely would go with that because Dumfries will bring a bit of balance to the team, to be honest. Because at least I have two people who can bomb up and down, and Dumfries is dangerous in the box, in the opposition box. The only look, people keep saying, "Oh, you can't have Nori and Dumfries at the same time." No, you actually can. If you have the right setup of the midfield, if you have the right setup of the midfield and the defense, you can have Nori and Dumfries. You just have to have legs in that midfield, and you have to have defenders who are good at covering. That's why maybe we should either play Kusanov or find another defender who is fast. Because if Pep Guardiola continues playing with the high line and we don't have Kyle Walker anymore, we're going to get rinsed. So it's either you play Kusanov, or if you think Kusanov is not mature enough, get a mature but fast centre back or a smart, fast centre back who can play high line. Okay, obviously there's Van de Ven at Spurs, but I don't think Spurs will sell to us. But there's a lot of fast centre backs. That's why Juma should have stayed. Juma is very good at defending high lines. He's very good, but we send him alone. If we sell Nico, continue to play Rodri every game and have Kova as a backup, we learned nothing. That is true. Big up Patrick in the chat. Hit the likes, people. Hit the likes, people. Gonzalez looks bored on the bench. I don't blame him if he wants out, and that is Pep's fault. That is true. Rodri isn't the same player. He will take months to get back to his best. Gonzalez must play. That is true. Why is Pep keeping Gundo? I don't know. I don't like, to be honest with you. Why are we not seeing anybody going? Like, why till the 7th of July we haven't seen people go? I thought people say we're waiting for the Club World Cup. I know Gündoğan, we'll talk about him in a minute. He's been linked with Galatasaray, but I don't know, man. I don't know. Pep Guardiola, he loves some of the players. Pep playing the new players out of position to squeeze in the favorites. That's true. But some people will not accept that. Some people will be angry. They'll say you're being negative. But I have seen Pep Guardiola play players in positions they're not supposed to play just to squeeze in dudes from the treble season. And it's I don't know, it's quite shocking because Pep Guardiola used to be known for being Pep Guardiola in the past used to be known for being ruthless. That's what he was good for. That he's a very ruthless manager. Look what he did with Joe Hart when he came to City. Look at what he did to Cancelo. But recently, he's become very biased because look, he's been talking about Jack Grealish not being good enough since the treble. But certainly Jack wasn't been good enough since the treble. Since the treble, majority of the players in this team, Akanji, John Stones, Diaz, they haven't been to standard. These guys were at a high standard. Now they just look bad. Diaz, now nobody even respects him as a centre back. They're like, your centre back Diaz is declined, and he's only 27 years old. Gündoğan will be leaving. Hope he leaves. Yeah, we'll talk about it in a minute. So to sell Nico and keep Gundo is a mess. If we don't protect Rodri and let him get back form slowly, then we are fools. We can't do Rodri like that. Nico has to stay. That is true. This is why I was surprised Rodri was played at the Club World Cup. I was asking, I was like, why is Rodri playing at the Club World Cup? And people were like, no, he needs his fitness. It's Pep Guardiola has to play him. He's a senior player. I was like, no, he doesn't have to play him. He doesn't have to play him that much. Like, he doesn't have to put him in intense games. Play him 10, 15 minutes, but let Niko Gonzalez get settled in this team. I don't know, man. If we sell Gonzalez, Pep should leave. He doesn't know what he's doing. Plus, Bernardo Silva, Gundo, Edison should leave. Okay. Um, Pep needs to make sure that Nico Gonzalez is felt needed. Otherwise, he wouldn't waste his time sitting on the bench. No one can blame him. He came here to challenge the number one spot or a six. That is true. Arsenal for the sign Rodrigo and Gundogan is a bit scary. They'll be scary. They'll be scary. And don't forget that Arsenal is also looking at signing Eze and Noni Madueke. Only to be the second fiddle to Gündoğan cover. That is disappointing. Can you imagine you are a 23-year-old ex-Barcelona player who in Barcelona they highly regarded you as the Busquets replacement, but obviously you didn't have game time, so you went to Sporting. You were playing very well. One of the best midfielders from Portugal. You're doing very well. You come to City and they make you sit down for a 35-year-old Gündoğan and Kovacic, who are very slow, who get easily counted. You are sitting on the bench saying, I played against Chelsea. You guys won. I played against Newcastle. You guys beat Newcastle easily. You didn't get counters like this. I am so confused, man. So confused. What's up with the echo? Today is different. Wait, what's the echo? The echo in my microphone. What? There's an echo. Uh, what? I have an echo on the mic. I don't know, man. I don't think I have an echo uh, on the mic. I don't know. Are you hearing the echo? I don't know, man. 27 likes, like and subscribe, guys. Put the likes up. Let's put the likes up. There is about 42 of you watching. Put the likes up. It's on 32 now. 32 likes. Big up, guys. Keep putting the likes up. Appreciate that. Appreciate the likes, man. And don't forget to subscribe if you haven't subscribed yet. We will get to that 5K by the end of this month. I believe we will get to that 5K by the end of this month. Big up to you, Hebel, man. Always Hebel. Respect. You're always here getting the likes up. Head loss from Pep in the air. Allow much with the subs. Those subs were suspicious. How can you sub 2-3 defenders and 1 DM? That was him being scared. That was Pep Guardiola being scared. That's the moment you have to sub Foden, Cherky, because Allow we're parking the bus. Sub people who can break that bus. Look at Cherky. He came in within a few minutes. Boom, the bus was thing. Be grateful for Allow knocked Man City. It would have been worse if Pep lived with the Chelsea. I don't know, man. I'm not scared of Chelsea, but maybe I should be. Maybe I should be. We need at least 2 more good signings. Even Arsenal are moving now. Yeah, Arsenal are moving serious now. They're serious. I think we messed up the homegrown thing. To be honest, that's why there will be no Dumfries or Rodrygo. Maybe someone has to go. Yeah, someone will have to go. Says we are fine on homegrown if Gundo leaves. A lot of our 9 homegrown are under 21 and therefore don't count. Okay, there's another good point. Didn't hesitate to pay 100 million for Grealish. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. 80 million for Livramento is not bad business. It's good business. Dumfries is too offensive. I would stay with Nunes. Maybe. Big up, Patrick. Every time you're good legend. Big up to you, Godfrey, man. Big up to you. Hope you're well. Livramento has 1 assist, It doesn't matter, man. He's very stable. Livramento in this Man City team will be stable. Hit the button and subscribe. Big up to you guys. Apart from Walker, there is no links with outgoings yet. It's baffling. The body's moving like snails. That is true. I don't get why we are not on a massive flash out. Though I did read somewhere that there's rumors that they might stay with the big squad. We'll see how that goes. Anyway, enough of the comments, guys. Pick up. I appreciate the comments. Keep coming. I'll read them if I can. Then there's rumors, guys, that Rodrygo is speaking to Arsenal, City, and other teams. Obviously, months ago, you remember I did a Rodrygo video. There was a lot of chatter from Madrid sources or Madrid Twitch streamers who are very liable apparently, saying Rodrygo is on his way to Man City. Obviously, everybody wants Rodrygo. At this point in time, if you talk about a left winger, it's always Rodrygo. I wouldn't mind Rafael Real, but Rodrygo is the guy everybody keeps talking about. Would I want him at City? Yes. Why would I want him? Because I think he has a more scare factor than most of the wingers we have. I think a front three of Rodrygo, Haaland, Bob, Cherky, Doku, Savio would actually be more scary just by having Rodrygo there. I think we need wingers who can finish in big games. Rodrygo is very good at that. He can play as the number 10. He can play as the second striker. Obviously, the rumors are he wants to play as a left winger. He keeps being played as a right wing. I don't know which side he wants to play, left or right. There's one wing he wants, but he can't get it. I think it's the one Vinicius is playing. He wants that side, but he can't play. But to be honest with you, I think Rodrygo is leaving. You know why? The whole Club World Cup, he was left on the bench majority of the time. And guess what? Those moments where Mbappe was injured, and you would think, oh, Rodrygo can play first line, or Rodrygo will now get in. No. Alonso did not use Rodrygo, still left him on the bench. And that's after he said, oh, we have plans for Rodrygo. We have so many plans for Rodrygo. What was his plan to leave him on the bench? Look, guys, at this moment in time, we don't really know where Rodrygo is going. Let's just wait until the Club World Cup is finished and maybe we'll know exactly where Rodrygo is going. If he comes to City, it's a plus. But you know yourself, Pep Guardiola will be like, oh, I don't. You know, Pep Guardiola is another madman. You know what I mean? Very madman. Anyway, so that's on the Rodrygo. Another one that obviously came out yesterday is apparently Gündoğan has agreed terms with Turkish team Galatasaray, and I think that's a good move. To be honest with you, as much as I think, according to me, by the way, don't get emotional, I think that's one of the best Man City captains I have seen in Gündoğan. I'm just talking about the way the guy performed during the treble season. That's what a captain does. The guy was first to score for us. The guy won us games. The guy won us those titles. The guy was pivotal in that run. So I respect Gündoğan and I put him highly according to what I have seen. I know there's Vincent Company, David Silva was captain, KDB, and other captains from the past. Tevez was captain for a while, but we have to really put it out there. I just look at Gundo and say, for what Gundo did during the time I've been watching City, that's my captain. That's my number one captain, my number one pick. My God, he was on fire. But obviously, age, father time, always comes for you. He's now 35 years old, and he can't do what he can do. What he can do, offensively, but defensively, he can't move as much as he can. Every time he's in the team, we look good on the ball, but when we get countered or the team is playing in transition, we seriously get rinsed. So, look, if Gündoğan leaves, he goes with my blessing. And thank you very much, Gündoğan, for what you have done for us as a team. I appreciate it. Wherever you go, we'll support you. But I think it's time for Gundo to leave this team, and he knows himself. I think so. Even though he said, "Oh, I would like to stay. I'm under contract." I think deep down he knows. But Pep Guardiola, you never know. He's a madman. Keep liking the video, guys. Keep liking the video. We keep going. So we've spoken about Dumfries. I say I'd appreciate Dumfries for 18 million pounds, as the 25 million euro reported. Rodrygo, we've spoken about Rodrygo. He's speaking to Arsenal. City are interested. Apparently, 3 teams are the ones that have spoken to him. Obviously, he has to make a decision. If it was up to me, I would definitely sign Rodrygo. I don't care if Mamush is here. I don't care if Mamush is here. I'd rather have Mamush, Rodrygo. I'd rather have a team that's scary. Because Rodrygo can also play right wing. So you can have Mamush left, Rodrygo right wing, Haaland. That's a scary front three. That's a more mature, scary front three. Gündoğan leaving, as I said, he has to leave. I think Gündoğan has to leave because he is the minutes he's taking belong to somebody else. I'd rather see Nico Ryan as a midfielder at this point in time. I'd rather see the youngsters get opportunity. Let me just touch on something. Somebody has made a comment here, and I'm going to touch on something. Where is it? Says this: if we sell Nico, we will bring Morgan Gibbs White for the home quarter. If we go for Dumfries, yeah, I wouldn't mind Morgan Gibbs White, but come on, at this point in time, I think Niko Gonzalez has a higher ceiling than Morgan Gibbs White. I wouldn't mind Morgan Gibbs White right now, but I think Niko Gonzalez has a higher ceiling than Morgan Gibbs White. Here's another thing, and I know some people will be like, whoa, in 2025, if you get rid of Kovacic, if you get rid of Bernardo, let's say we got rid of Kovacic in a second, but Bernardo is our captain, so he's not going anywhere. I would say in 2025, Morgan Gibbs White would be more energetic, useful than Kovacic and Bernardo and Gundo. So Morgan Gibbs White, adding him to the squad would actually be great. I would still add him to the squad while Niko Gonzalez is here. Let me be honest with you. Keepers Patrick. Um, I'm gonna be honest with you guys, and this is what I say. I like to be honest, and I like to speak my mind. That's why I started this channel. I simply speak my mind. If people want to label me negative, or they want to say, "Oh, all you talk about is negativity," that's fine. If people don't like what I say, that is fine. I don't mind. I'm an easygoing guy. Nobody can break me. I have had bad messages in my Twitter. People have called me animal names, have called me names. Some people have wished me to die from my sickness. Who cares? They can all just hold the hell. I'll still continue speaking. Um, I love Edison, right? Edison has been a great servant for City. But deep down, as a City fan, deep down as a City fan, I've always known Edison has weaknesses, and the weaknesses sometimes are concentration and 1v1s, focusing on 1v1s. Sometimes he just loses concentration. He'll give away the ball to the opposition. Edison, who's very good on the ball, sometimes just gives it to the opposition and the opposition score an easy goal. Sometimes he just loses focus. I get it. Look, Man City have the ball majority of the time. You can see pictures of Edison. He looks bored. But maybe that's the reason why. I don't know if you guys understand this. Do you know that Arteta got rid of Ramsdale? I'm not saying Edison is Ramsdale. I'm just saying he got rid of Ramsdale because Ramsdale had concentration issues. And Ramsdale was doing certain things that Arteta was like, okay, I need a more serious, mature keeper. I'm just saying, Edison, some of these mistakes he's making, I sit there and say, oh my God, um, he's going to cost us one day. He's going to cost us one day in a very, which he has sometimes, but I was like, I don't want him to cost us in a very big game where we're like, oh, look at what he just did. Like even that Madrid game, I know we stink. I know we definitely stink, we stank, and probably maybe it's good that Madrid knocked us out. That if we made it to the semi-final or the next round in the Champions League, we would do we would get cooked. But look, I just want a keeper who can keep focus. I want a keeper who is serious all the time. I want a keeper who will save us in this Champions. Because for you to win a Champions League, your keeper has to save you. Edison saved us in the Champions League in the Inter game. He saved us. But I want him to do that a lot. If you do that a lot, have focus all the time. Don't give away the ball sometimes when the team is winning for no reason. He did this against Arsenal or some other team recently. Not only Madrid. He did it against this other team too. Even El Halal, he did it. He where he just passes. He did it against Juventus, where he just passes the ball to the opposition and they just score an easy goal. Like have focus, my brother. You're 31 years old at this point in time, so you have to be better. 46 likes. Big up to the chat, man. Respect to the chat. 46 likes. You guys can do better than 46 likes, but I appreciate the 46 likes. Big up. 43. Sorry, what am I saying? 43 likes. I appreciate them. Big up. Keep putting the likes up. Yeah. So for me, if we have to get a new keeper, we get a new keeper. If Edison wants to stay for one more season, let him stay. But he's not signing a contract, has he? So he's not 100% sure. If Edison is not signing a contract and he's staying for one more season, why don't you bring the actual keeper? I would do that. And Let's see what happens. Bring Diogo Costa and say, Edison, you said you're here for 1 season, but here's competition for you. Because it looks like, even from the interviews, it looks like Ortega wants to go somewhere. He was like, I'll see after the Club World Cup what happens with me. Well, if he wants to leave, he wants to leave. We need keepers that are dedicated here. You know what I mean? Um, we need keepers that are very dedicated. So, guys, that is the transfer news or transfer update this morning. I usually do this show in the mornings, but I know I haven't done it in the mornings, but I'll try to do it every morning, as I promised, just to give you updates on things and talk on things. We'll be talking, there's a lot of things to talk about. Sometimes I'll have panels if people are awake, but majority of the people who I work with, they're usually not awake at this time. Majority of them are in America or other places. But guys, let me know. So what do you think? Are you happy with Rodrigo coming to Rodrigo being linked with City? Or you think, this is bullshit? He's definitely going to Arsenal. Edison, does Edison need competition? Like you see this, Edison needs competition. Same line, Diaz, Akanji, Josko, they need competition. Kovacic and Kusanov and Reese should play. That is true. Everybody needs a competition. Says 2 players in the squad. Squad needs reducing. Yeah, it needs reducing. Like, to be honest with you, man, we should have reduced this squad long time ago. I think even the defenders, we have 8 to 9 defenders. We need to get rid of those legs. Some of those legs are gone. I'm sorry, I love Ake, but I think his legs are gone. Akanji's legs are gone. Diaz is slow. I'm sorry. Just keep one of them, but get rid of the older guys. I would get rid of, if it was up to me, Akanji, Stones, Ake are gone. If it was up to me, one of Akanji, Stones, Ake, all of them are gone. They're gone. Just play with the youngsters. Play with younger defenders. With maybe, if you want, keep maybe 2 senior defenders, and then the rest have to be younger. It's just, it is what it is. It's business. Vienna should definitely go after Rodrigo. Yeah, that is true, guys. That's all for me from the video. Don't forget to subscribe. We're trying to get to 5K subs, so subscribe. If you're on Twitter and you always watch on Twitter, after you're done, come to my YouTube channel, like the video. There's about 245 of you watching from Twitter. Please come to my YouTube channel, like the video, and then go about your day. It's liking the video is free, by the way. And if you haven't subscribed yet and you're watching from Twitter, come and subscribe. Get me to that 5K. Guys in the comments, I appreciate all of you as always. Sorry I couldn't read all your comments. There's too many comments. At this point in time, I see the bigger the channel grows, uh, the comments are they are too much. Okay, guys, this morning I received an email from YouTube asking me to telling me that I have got 10 giveaways for free. So I gave away 10 memberships for free. They said you have got 10 memberships. So for all those guys who got the memberships, congratulations to you guys. I hope you enjoy the memberships. And for the guys who want to become members and support the channel, it's just 99 cents or 1.99 cent, €1 99 cent, less than the price of a coffee. You can be able to support the channel by becoming a member. If you're feeling generous, you can send a super chat and send a question. But in the meantime, just if you also want to support the channel, you can like the video on your way out. I don't know. I'll see you. If there is anything that people want to do, as I said, most of the guys usually wake up late. If there's stuff they want to do, you might see me live again. But if not, have a great day. Enjoy your day. Make sure you enjoy your day. Make sure you're positive. Don't let the Man City issues get to your head, and don't let anybody block your opinion. If you've got an opinion, if you're saying Pep out, you're Pep out. Who cares? You're Pep out. You have an opinion. You have a reason why you're Pep out. If you're Pep in, you're Pep in. If you don't like a certain player, you don't like a certain player. It's your opinion. It's you're free to speak. Don't let anybody gatekeep you from speaking. Don't let anybody detect what you say, like tell you what to talk about. Be free to say whatever you want. As a fan base, there has to be different opinions. There has to be people who will glaze Pep Guardiola. It's fine. Then there has to be people who will be balanced. Then there has to be people who are extreme and say Pep has to leave. It is what it is. It's why football is amazing. If we were all glazers, if all of us just glazed everything, football wouldn't be exciting. Imagine if the whole City fan base last season was just saying, well done, Pep. Let's continue losing. It's fine. Let's continue losing. It's not exciting. You need a bit of fight. It is what it is in life. Even in debates, you can't just have people who are just saying yes. It has to be balanced, though. There can be somebody who's balanced, somebody who's extreme, somebody who is a happy clapper, as they call them these days, as the kids call them these days. Somebody who calls the guys uncles. Some guy who says don't call them uncles. Do you know? It's exciting. That's what football is about. But people should stop this whole gatekeeping thing, because it's useless. You can't really tell people what to do. People have the freedom to come on a platform and say whatever they want to say in the comments. You can't stop them. Yeah, it is what it is. And then goodbye, guys. Don't forget to like the video and yo.
Wins tackles! In front! It's a title winner!
Perfect end to a perfect day. Manchester City 4, Manchester United 1. Oh, what a hedge! Oh, that's electrifying!
Hat-trick hunting, trick getting.
Still the appetite is there for more. Oh, it is sensational!